Okay, and round one, we shall play first. Oh yeah, sand is just fine. Double red for Shred Freak, so we'll play our mountain first. Another red deck. That was a good draw. Once we fuse that turn and burn, that's actually another multicolor spell. Rakdos. Spike Jester. If he's Omega aggro, do I want to take 3 here? I have a feeling he's a pretty... This is like the best Spike Jester could be if he's pretty aggressive, so... Let's make the trade. We're the long game deck. That might seem awkward because we have so many answers to it, but I really don't think it is. I think it's much better for us to go the more long game route. I think that's going to work out better for us than trying to, or letting him develop his board, you know? We just have to be careful. So we can paralyze and grasp that. That's not a big deal. So got the answer to that. Spy. All right. Batterhorn and an island. Not too bad. Let's make sure we get our little ping in here. Okay. Let's paralyze and grasp this dude and pass. If you're curious why I traded with the Spike Jester, it was because I didn't want to lose the Lobber Crew. I felt like the Lobber Crew was going to be more valuable for like his other 2-power attackers. I didn't realize the next 2 creatures he was going to play were flyers. Typically, Rakdos does not have flyers, so his following 2 creatures being flyers was pretty unusual, I think. Okay. I can actually tolerate that. I guess better that than the Maze Glider. Alright, that was actually a good draw. Um, I don't want to use turn and burn, so I think we're just going to end up totally losting it. I'm going to let him possibly use an aura, like a Deviant Glee or something. Or a Madcap Skills, whatever. I just want him to. Ooh, that's really strong against us. Well, now I kind of don't want to totally lost, because I like all the spells I have in my hand. So I think we're just going to let that resolve, and I'm going to discard Totally Lost and Void Wielder. I want to keep both my Turn and Burn and the Maze Glider in case I need them. We're going to take 2 here. Interesting. Teleportal deck, probably. That's actually pretty cool. Wow. Alright. Looks like he's forcing me to use that turn and burn if I don't get that land. Must stay out of impact range as well. Oh, that does it too. Alright. Alright. Took care of that threat. It's a good sign. Still out of impact range. Gutter Skulk's not a huge deal. Okay. This we can actually handle. Wow, I can cast that too, can't I? That's pretty nice. Do I want to turn and burn, though? Kinda do. I mean, I guess I'd also like to Blast of Genius. Maybe I can if I draw another land? I mean, the reason I want to draw another land is I want to make sure it's a red source so I could still burn. Stay out of impact range. I mean, I'm not attacking here. The question is, do I want to blast? Or do I want to turn and burn? Turn and burn's going to get me better value. I think we'll go for the turn and burn plan. I like it here. So we're going to block and fuse this. You become 0-1, you take 2. Sweet. That was exactly what I wanted to happen. Alright. So now we'll get in with the Electromancer. I'm pretty sure he's probably got an impact in there. Gonna try and outvalue him here, if we can. That's pretty nice. Question is, do I want to use Blast on him? And I think the answer is not yet. Next turn. Any sort of haste creature, and I guess we're in bad shape, but I don't have the luxury to play around that. Alright, let's see if we can get him to lethal. Should be able to. Yeah, it does it. Alright. So, can't quite kill him with Blast of Genius yet, but we are working our way there. So, next turn, we should have lethal. Oh, I guess playing the Maze Glider kind of takes away that option, but well, I guess not anymore. Okay, let's play Blast on him. Let's show him the Death Cult Rogue because it's a little more innocuous against him than the Hover Barrier. Okay. Alright. Got game 1. He's got a good deck. Looks pretty aggressive. what were the guys? We saw a bunch. We saw a couple flyers, not a bunch, but a couple. Um, I don't really feel comfortable with counter spells against him necessarily. Think we're a little better off just keeping it the way it is. Could get a couple more bears. That's not a horrible idea. Maybe drop the batter horn for a career. Just sort of up our bear count. I mean, we have good removal, and we actually do have a fair amount of flyers, so this just makes us a little bit safer on the ground against quick assault. Is there anything else I'd want to drop? Maybe. I still kind of like the Phantom, even though it is slow. But I think for the interest of... And now, I guess Blast of Genius might look awkward to you, but remember that it's still... You can kill little creatures with it, and you still are drawing cards. So it's like removal plus draw cards, or in that case, kill him. So though Blast of Genius might seem slow, I think it's actually fine. So let's go to the next round here, or the next game, excuse me. Oh, no blue source, but yeah, I think we got to keep it. Lobber Crew's awesome, Annihilating Fire's awesome. This hand's just a blue source away from doing some serious work, so I think we're going to keep it. No, no Spike Jester, please. Alright, Gutter Skulk, little more acceptable. And let's play our Shred Freak and keep him back. If he wants to use removal, that's fine. If he wants to trade, also fine. Once again, remember, I do have Lobber Crew, but it behooves us to keep his creature count down and win through value since our deck operates on value. And another Gutter Skulk. Acceptable. Ooh, finally got that. Okay. Let's just do the Lobber Crew now. If he wants to bust a Rubble Belt Maka or whatever to take out our Lobber Crew, I shall accept. Once again, we've got the Annihilating Fire for the Spy or whatever else. It's pretty good. Think we can afford 2 damage. Alright, looks like it's time for Mr. Career. Much better than the Runner's Bane, in my opinion, since we still have the means to kill him via flying soon enough, and I'd rather play Runner's Bane on a Balustrade Spy or some creature that's more impressive than Gutter Skulk. Wish I had the mana to deal with that. That's actually pretty good. Alright, that's going to be challenging. So, unfortunately, he played the right spell to get around most of our spells. But we get to mill him a little bit here. That's kind of cool. What do we got? Launch Party, Slate Street Ruffian. Nothing too crazy. Guess let's bust a Tower Drake here. It's going to be a tough race to win, but we at least have even damage on the board now. And we could potentially get a blocker soon. Wow. Was not expecting that. Alright. We're going to take it this time, and I think then we're going to at least leave the Drake back so I can Annihilating Fire that Gutter Skulk. He's done too much work already. No blue source is kind of a big deal. Yeah, I wish I could do something about that. However, I cannot. I cannot. Alright, so we're on a 3-turn clock. I gotta come up with some answers soon here, like a blue source. That also works. Oh, well, it would work a little bit better if I... Well, it still works. We're gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna have to kill that guy. The deck is currently not giving us options to the otherwise. Not a 2-for-1 I wanted to do on myself. However, it's the way it goes. At least he didn't have Dispel. I certainly didn't have the luxury of playing around that. Alright, we need a blue source real bad here. Oh, that actually works. Let's get a blue source here. There it is. Runner's Bane is pretty much the best answer we could have for Sewer Shambler, I'll tell you that. I don't want to get myself in impact range either. Just kind of the reason I'm still attacking. Jeez. Surprisingly, this crosstown courier has done a bunch of work. Smog Elemental. That's pretty good against us. Wouldn't mind if he played Mind Rot right about now. Yeah, it's pretty insanely powerful. Can't do nothing about it. Multiple launch parties, huh? This looks like a pretty tough deck to beat. And he's got the Maka as his last card. Jeez. Well, we have an excellent deck, but apparently this guy's drawn hot. This guy's drawn way hot. What can I do about that? Does Pit Fight doesn't even really do that much if he's got the mana to use Launch Party, because he can just sack it in response. I guess we just do it again. Unfortunately, Runner's Bane and Paralyzing Grasp look just so much worse with those stupid launch parties. Both Runner's Bane and Paralyzing Grasp just get significantly weaker, but I don't think I have a choice in the matter, really. We don't have too much of a sideboard as it is, so let's just try it again. I would like to play first. And yes, I will keep that. It's a good hand. Albeit actually nothing's wrong with this hand. This hand's about as much as I could ask for out of this deck. We don't have the second red source for our Shred Freak, but who knows, maybe we draw hot. And somehow we end up on the race plan. No 2-drop, it's a good sign for us. A little bit awkward there. Feel like our clock would have just gotten way better had we hit that hit that red source. All right. Got our first Runner's Bane target. Actually, it's kind of cool. Maybe we just try for the race. I mean, we've got him on the defensive here, so Runner's Bane actually looks better. And this actually, if he's got the Pursuit of Flight or whatever, It's going to end up being a better choice for us, if you catch my drift. Like, I'd rather do it on a spy that can actually block our nice army that's getting in on them. Or that. A little bit weak now on that draw, but we're one turn away from our blast, so just going to go on that game plan. And we are milling the crap out of them, so that's good. Gutter Skulk and a Swamp. Okay. He did have the pursuit. That's pretty painful. So I got to come up with the answer here. Ooh. Hmm. Still swing in. I think we're just going to turn and burn his... Wait, that doesn't work, does it? It's going to have 3 toughness still. I think I may have screwed up there. Forgot about how pursuit works with the turn and burn. Alternatively, I can make him lose. Okay. I can make the sewer. I can turn the sewer shambler and burn him. He still takes 4. He goes to 6, and possibly I can Blast of Genius him out. Otherwise, I'm going to try and Blast of Genius the 5 power guy, which I don't like that much. Tough choice. Real tough choice. I think we're going to go for the burn him out plan. This is a wee bit dangerous, I admit. But we're not going to lose our courier, and we're going to deal him a bunch of damage. And we're set ourselves up for a Blast of Genius with 2 other potential 6 drops, right? Could have. Plus all these 5 drops, yeah. Think it's worth it. Did I use it correctly? Fuse it. This gets weakened. Burn you. So we're going to keep our guys. His guy's going to die without killing our guy, and he's going to take the 2 damage anyway. And he's going to take 2 more damage from this, which will put him in a Blast of Genius range for next turn. Wee bit dangerous play, I admit. But I think ultimately it's worth it. Pretty dependent on what he's got, I guess. The problem was I would have... it's pretty strong. Alright, he's leaving it back now, wisely. So let's take a look here. If we can blast him out. No. I think we're still going to go for it. On him. Instead of the creature. Because we're going to draw 3 here. Not 3 lands, please. Yeah, it was pretty much the worst we could hope for. Pretty much the worst we could hope for, I think. Pretty much the worst we could hope for, yeah. I guess the worst we could hope for would be 3 lands, but that is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad, pretty bad. All right. Pretty unfortunate there. No choice, unfortunately. Still has the sewer shambler. Yeah, that was really, really bad, unfortunately. All right. Well, this actually is surprisingly not that bad. Surprisingly, the board state got better than I could have hoped for. So we get to overload. Well, let me make sure I do that one right. So we overload. Kill his 2 dudes. We're going to play this dude. And let's just Annihilating Fire the Drake now. I mean, we're going to die to launch party. Actually, we're just dead. Damn it. We're just dead. Sucks. Alright, we gotta hope he does Sewer Shambler on the Drake. It's our best hope. Really hope he does that Sewer Shambler on the Drake. Alright. Could be okay. Could be okay. Depends on who he does the Shambler on. Okay, no Shambler. Makes me a little bit more confident. If he doesn't have the... I mean, we are definitely dead to... Definitely dead to launch party. Alright, not dead to that. Ugh. 2 creatures. Well, that's actually a good draw. Wish we could do a little bit more, but still can't really attack. Can only deal 4 to him. We're just a launch party away from death. Alright, that's not so bad. Yep. Alright. Give up these 2. Let's see here. Something good, something relevant. There we go. Let's just see if we can find a 6-drop. Come on, baby. Give me that 6-drop. Or at least 5-drop. There it is. Bam! Got there. Woo! Talk about a close match. Holy jeez. Alright, I'll see you round 2.